So welcome to the opening of 600 San Pedro. It is 302 units with 2 managers units of permanent supportive housing for the formerly homeless. We think when you go see the building that you will come to the conclusion that we achieved our goal, which is to try and build things for people who are formerly homeless that allow them to live in some dignity. And one of the things we tell our great architects, and where's large architecture? They are here somewhere. There they are. That they designed a beautiful building, because our thing is, once you look at the building from the outside, it should not be apparent what is the income level of the people on the inside. And we think that people are entitled to a garden like this, to amenities like this, to, if you look over the side, you'll see another garden, to outdoor space. And so we appreciate that. Woo. We appreciate and we think we were able to achieve that, but this takes a lot of work. That's really starting to cook. Ryan will fix it. But you made it worse, Ryan. Yeah, move the speakers. There we go. You can't do this without the help of a whole lot of people, and a lot of luck. I mean, we're here today, even though there are things happening around this city which can distract us from at least what we're doing. But we're here down in Skid Row trying to upgrade the neighborhood with architecture. And it's not only the big things, but the little things that help you get one of these things done. And, you know, for instance, this was a parking lot. And we parked our staff here, and it happened to be owned by the Community Redevelopment Agency. And then, lo and behold, the Community Redevelopment Agency went away. So we had to buy this property, and we were this little organization that didn't have any money. And our bankers decided to go along with our vision and take a shot with us. And they made us a loan on very favorable payback terms. In fact, we didn't have to pay it until we were able to close financing on the full building. So I want to thank our representatives from American Business Bank, David Cohn. I don't know if Leon is here, but it's the little things that keep one of these projects going. And then you also need, for a building this size, you need a really big partner. We're the engine going up the hill that could. But we needed a big engine, and we found the perfect partner, because after doing this building, we have another tower going up as well as another project with them, which is the Related Companies of California. Jill gave me this very extensive bio, which I'm sure you do not want me to read, knowing you. But Mr. Bill Whitty is a legend in our business as one of the founders of Related California. He's been doing this for 36 years, and he blessed us with his partnership, and they have just been wonderful partners. Mr. Bill Whitty.
Thank you, Kevin. Of course, I wish he hadn't implied to you how old I really am, but that's okay. So, a few years, 4, 5, 6 years ago, Tanya Boykin, who I'd worked with in San Francisco when she was at Mercy Housing, called me and said, you know, I'd like you to meet Kevin Murray, our director. I said, oh, okay. She told me what the plans were, and I said, gulp, really? And we met, and I was skeptical. And of course, as he has repeatedly, Kevin proved my skepticism misplaced. I already knew and trusted Tanya. There's nobody better in understanding and providing services for residents in affordable housing. But over time, what happened is I not only respected Kevin and his staff, Ben Rosen and his staff, but Kevin and I became friends. And it made it, you know, a lot of the time you're just fighting over these things. I actually look forward to talking to Kevin. We make fun of each other, and, you know, it's kind of nice. But the one thing, a couple of things I'd like to say. I want to thank everybody involved in this. Kevin and his team, they had the vision and the follow through. and they've really delivered. I want to thank our project team, Colby Northridge and Chris Johnson, our project managers, in particular, Sam Hernandez, our in-house construction manager, did an incredible job, on time, under budget, rare to hear about these days. And last, just a couple of other thoughts. First of all, the state of California, through its housing accelerator funds at a time when we didn't have tax credits available, stepped in, working with LA County to provide amazing resources in a very timely manner to allow this to proceed. And to the City of LA, the Housing Authority, you'll hear from Lourdes, who provided the vouchers, without which you cannot provide housing for people of low or no incomes. Cannot happen. And they've stepped up and did it. But the City of LA, who has been steadfast through the Mayor's office, through Mayor Bass, in supporting these projects at a time when there's constant pressure, and they've been steadfast in their support. Pankow, our longtime general contractor, who was the general contractor on this, did a great job as always. You mentioned Large Architecture. I should point out, to Kevin's point about the quality, we first hired Large to design our 18-story luxury high-rise called Argyle House in Hollywood. Same architect, different target market, no diminution in quality. And you should look at the common areas and things to see what I'm talking about when I say that. Lastly, I think, as Kevin mentioned, the fact that, forgot one important thing. On the county side, Supervisor Solis, I was saying to her earlier, this is great. You know, how often does this happen? I get to see, this is like my 5th opening or groundbreaking with Supervisor Solis. It's always nice to, be at positive events, but it also talks about her and the county's enduring commitment to affordable housing, not just here, but elsewhere in the county and the city as well. So Kevin, I look forward to the building across the street, which is going to start construction in the next month or so, to our state surplus site on Washington Street. 3 projects. We're also partnering with Weingart on the first, a family affordable project to start construction in another month. So there is some good news out there. So thank you all. Thank everybody who was involved, and we look forward to the next one.
Thank you. We have a number of acknowledgments along the way, and we're going to kind of keep them along the way. But again, big round of applause for my COO and partner, Tanya Boykin. Our VP of Real Estate Development, who drives all of this activity, Ben Rosen, and his team. Can all you guys raise your hand, including you, Carter, everybody? And this building comes with wraparound services. So there's a case manager who, for every 20, that helps people stay on track and upgrade their lives. And the woman who runs that is a woman named Adrienne Beasley, who makes sure that all of our clients are well taken care of. And they are, frankly, the most important employees of our operation. Adrienne, and where's your team? I want all your team. And then we also have a property manager, Peter Barker, and Ben Sorreyes. Are they here? There's Ben. And again, very early in the process, one of these buildings has a very complicated process called entitlements. And for this building, it was Jessica Hensier and Jim Reese from Craig Lawson's office. Are you guys here? Okay, you didn't hear. We love you anyway. Also acknowledging John Heath from the City Attorney's Office, who's been very helpful. Richard Katz and David Rahimian from DWP have also been very helpful. And without further ado, the other piece of this puzzle for us is the board of the Weingart Center. They have to support this vision. We are spending money, and we are taking some risk, and we are managing this process. So I'd like to bring up the chairman of our board, Dave Jones. That is a drop the mic moment.
All right, see if we can get this back in, get this working again. Okay, can you hear me? Excellent. Okay, yeah, I'm Dave Jones. I'm the board chair with the Weingart. I first want to acknowledge the other board members that are here today. First, our board secretary, Sean Monroe from Paul Hastings. Yeah, and then also Natsuo Kawada, Kawada Company. Nat is our longest serving board member. Great to see you here, Nat. Excellent. Our entire board is totally supportive of what Kevin is doing with his team. And, I think he said it, homeless, housing with dignity. And what we saw in Tara 1A, what we see here today in 600 San Pedro, we will see soon in Tara 1B, is just wonderful examples of what he and his team has done. I do want to acknowledge again Ben Rosen. Where's Ben? He's hiding in back. Yeah, excellent job. And of course, Tanya. But we also got to acknowledge Kevin. Yeah. He's the leader of all this great work. And so, thank you for being here.
Thank you. I will try not to be so clumsy. So we'll do a couple of additional acknowledgments. And by the way, I'm sure I will forget somebody, and so I apologize that. The other two very close friends I want to acknowledge who do a lot of work with us in various capacities, Lou Horn and Jessica Law from CBRE. Throughout this journey, they have become very close friends, and they do a lot of work with us, and so we very much appreciate them. And we already talked about, we already gave you your props, right? Large architecture, because I can't, every time I go in the building, I'm reminded of how good a job they did. And so without further ado, the other thing you need for this building is you need someone to pay the rent. This building has Section 8 vouchers for all of the units. And so that's a situation where the clients pay roughly 30% of their income, whether that income is zero or slightly more. But you need those vouchers, and there's a complicated process of how, in fact, you sign people up and verify their income and verify that they're eligible. And once you do all that, and actually get paid, so you can cover the expenses of the building. And for that, in the city of Los Angeles, we have the Housing Authority of the City of Los Angeles, and we are thankful to have, again, one of our great partners, Ms. Lourdes Castro Ramirez.
I want to be careful there, not to fall. Good morning, everyone. Muy buenos días. And Kevin, to you, to Tanya, and the entire team, congratulations on this wonderful new community that over 300 unhoused Angelenos, veterans that are looking for a dignified place to call home will be able now to call home. It is an honor to be part of this event. As Kevin mentioned, I'm Lourdes Castro Ramirez. I do currently serve as the president and CEO of the Housing Authority of the City of Los Angeles. Prior to stepping into this role, I had the honor of serving as the mayor's chief of housing and homelessness, and also serving at the state level, leading housing efforts, civil rights, and really investments in addressing homelessness at the statewide level. But today, I'm thrilled to celebrate with so many distinguished leaders, Supervisor Solis, Mayor Bass, Bill Whitty, and so many community members that have come together for this grand opening of this new housing community that will offer 302 new permanent supportive homes for veterans and Angelenos. Our agency, the Housing Authority, is dedicated to providing deeply affordable housing and rental subsidies to over 200,000 people in the city of Los Angeles. And this milestone, especially in this moment when immigrant communities are being targeted, reminds me of Dolores Huerta's Si Se Puede. And so in her honor, I'm wearing her pin, and really thankful, Mayor, to you for leading us in this moment. Gracias. The keys to each home in this building will unlock a brighter future for so many people, providing a safe, stable, and dignified place to rebuild their lives, foster meaningful connections, and create a sense of belonging. HACLA is proud to be a partner in this effort. We awarded nearly 300 project-based and veteran housing vouchers to the Weingart Center in support of this new development. The value of these vouchers is $194 million in housing assistance payments over the course of the next 20 years, enabling families, extremely low-income families, to not have to pay more than 30% of their income, and also providing important operational support for this building so that it's able to be here for the long haul. This is our largest commitment to one single permanent supportive housing development in the city of LA. And I do want to just make a moment here to stress the importance of housing vouchers. Housing vouchers are not just housing solutions. They are lifelines to unlock affordability, stability, and hope. And now more than ever, it is imperative to spotlight the positive impact that vouchers bring to communities like this new community, and the role that they have in reducing homelessness. At a time when federal housing programs are threatened, it is critical to preserve full funding to ensure that Section 8 housing choice voucher programs are able to continue to make the reality of home possible. To all of our government partners at the federal, state, county, and city level, along with the partnerships that we have been able to form with nonprofits like the Weingart Center, lenders, builders in the community, this is how housing gets done. And before I close, I just want to take a moment to also acknowledge the team at the Housing Authority. I'd like to acknowledge our Chief Housing Programs Officer, Margarita Lares, our Director of Section 8, Carlos Van Natter, our Special Projects Coordinator, Tim Young, Alejandra Bravo, and then our Development Director, Jeff Moen. And just as I conclude, Kevin, thank you. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you for entrusting in us the opportunity to be able to invest in this community. And we look forward to many more of these projects. Gracias.
Thank you. They tell me I need to have the mic closer, but my wife would say I'm loud anyway, so I will try and do that. Also want to acknowledge Aurea Montes Rodriguez, one of our board members. Representatives from our council president, Marquise Harris-Dawson, Rachel Brashear, and Johanna. And I also have what I think is a pretty, I'm pretty jazzed about this particular announcement. So below this building, we're still working on it, there is some commercial space in the front of the parking lot. You may have driven by it. We now have a tenant for that commercial space. It's going to be an entity called Schools on Wheels, which does education and schooling and after-school programs for homeless children. So if you are a child in Skid Row, you will be able to come here after school and get some additional instruction. And there are also some programs during the day. And we're just in the beginnings of announcement. And so hopefully Charles Evans is somewhere in the room. Is Charles here? Over here. Oh, there he is, Charles. So by the way, I'm happy he's moving into our building, but he runs a fabulous program and has been doing it for some amount of time. So give him a really loud round of applause. And again, we have many government entities, all of which have to come together in sort of a weird synchronized dance but in order to build one of these buildings. But one of the other entities that's very important is a county agency called the Los Angeles County LACTA. What does, I forgot, I've totally spaced on what LACTA stands for. That's right. LA County Development Authority. And we have their deputy director, who has been amazingly helpful to this project, Tracy Mann. Sorry if I have a block on after it.
That's okay. Thanks, Kevin, and thank you for having me. Good morning, everyone. As Kevin said, my name is Tracy Mann. I am the Deputy Executive Director and Chief of Programs with the Los Angeles County Development Authority. It is my honor and pleasure to be here on this gloomy June day, but here to see such a vibrant building to support Angelenos in need. And I want to extend my sincerest congratulations to Weingart Center and Related California on completion of this beautiful building, the largest supportive housing development for individuals experiencing homelessness and chronic homelessness, as well as veterans experiencing homelessness. What innovation and out-of-the-box thinking it takes for someone to build an affordable housing development on a parking lot in the middle of downtown Los Angeles. So thank you, and Kevin, I'm not surprised because every conversation that I've been involved in surrounding affordable housing, Kevin has been at the table, pushing forward the agenda to get unhoused people off the streets. So the LACDA is happy and proud to have provided this development with $30 million in No Place Like Home funding through its very first No Place Like Home funding Notice of Funding Availability round in 2019 for construction and permanent financing. The No Place Like Home funding was the first public financing commitment to this project, which allowed them, the developers, to ultimately attract another $64 million in state financing. As we've heard, the building provides a wide range of amenities and wraparound services, which is what we know this population needs in order to remain stably housed. Taking them off the street and putting them into the unit is just one step. Providing them with the ongoing support to make sure they remain housed is critical to the mission for which we are currently here. And so with the Department of Mental Health, Health Services, and the Department of Veterans Affairs, they will be the ones providing the support to these residents. So 600 San Pedro is the second development Weingart Center completed in partnership with the LACDA and follows completion of the Weingart Tower located within walking distance of where we stand here today, and the second development with LACDA and Related California. I would like to recognize the LACDA's dedicated staff who worked on this development, including Housing Investment and Finance Supervisor Cindy Codd. I don't think she's here, but I saw Evelyn. There's my Evelyn. And we also had an inspector. His name is Mohammed, but he also could not be here today. So again, I want to thank and congratulate Related California, Weingart Center. I also want to thank Supervisor Solis for her support in allowing the LACDA to provide funding for projects such as this, and for our ongoing partnership with HACLA for many, many years. We are partners in this housing world together, and also to Mayor Bass for her unrelenting support towards housing the unhoused population. Thanks again for having me. Have a good day.
Now I'm obliged to get another round for Tracy Mann from the Los Angeles County Development Authority. Yeah. Well, yeah, we can do that a little later. Also want to acknowledge the office of our councilwoman in CD 14, Isabel Gerardo, and is Ursula Parra. Are you here? Oh, there you are, Ursula. So again, unfortunately I have an anecdote about everyone because, as Bill pointed out, I'm old. But our assemblywoman in this district is a woman named Sade El Hawari, who is brand new and one of the most dynamic and interesting elected officials that we have. And so let me welcome Ursula Parra from her office to present us with a little thing. Take the mic, Ursula.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for having me here. I'm from the Office of Assemblywoman Shadale Hawari, presenting a beautiful certificate in regards to this beautiful development and to congratulate former Senator Murray for this and all his staff. Thank you so much. And it says, on behalf of the 57th California State Assembly District, it is with great pride that we recognize the grand opening and ribbon cutting of ceremony of 600 San Pedro in recognition of your outstanding leadership, commitment to addressing homelessness here in LA. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So we'll take some pictures.
Got it.
All right, few more acknowledgments. One of our closest partners that we're working with on a daily basis, which helps provide and coordinate and pay for the services that we provide in this building. Can I acknowledge Sarah Mahin? Sarah, are you still here? There you are. And she deserves an extended applause because we're with her on interim housing, on permanent housing, on lots of things. And now, without further ado, we have two very talented, and I'm not going to say long-serving because Jim, but both of them are my friends for a very long time. But first of all, we're going to start with a former state senator, a former secretary of labor, a current supervisor, Supervisor Hilda Solis.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone, and buenos dias. And you know what? In spite of the clouds here, I see a light here and a beacon of hope. And I can't tell you, Mayor, how proud I am to be here with you alongside with Kevin Murray and the Weingart Foundation and all of our friends and partners to be able to celebrate, because there are some beautiful, tremendous things that are happening here in Los Angeles. And make no mistake about it, there's always going to be progress because we have talented leaders, talented people, volunteers, community-based groups, and people who really care about this city and the county of Los Angeles. So why don't we give our mayor and all the folks that have been working so hard this last couple of days, let's just give them a big round of applause. We're here today to celebrate 600 San Pedro, which is going to be a delight for us, to add another 302 units of housing for the unhoused. Those individuals that we saw in the streets will now have a place to come to, as well as our veterans, and I know women and unhoused women, and now children will also be taught during the day, which is fabulous. Those are the kinds of things that give me energy, and I know the county and the board, I can speak on behalf of most of them. I believe that they're all delighted to see these kinds of projects going up. And I know Karen Bass and I, Mayor, we've been out and about for some time now since you came back to become our mayor, to open up and do a lot of ribbon cutting ceremonies along with our friends. But the real work is all of you and the funders and the folks that put the money together, but also the county and the city working together to make progress happen here for our Angelenos. And I especially also would be remiss if I didn't mention our governor, Gavin Newsom, because a lot of the tax credits and things that we get, financing that comes by way of the county, comes by way of the governor, who I know has been spending a lot of time. I think he's going to put up residency in Los Angeles, but that's okay, we'll take him. I also want to thank William White, also related California. We worked on many projects, CRA projects, including the Grand and many other structures. But this, to me, is just amazing. It's a miracle to be able to see two large buildings here that are going to help to house and will house well over close to 600 people. In a matter of years, this is taking place, and more to come. And I just can't wait to keep seeing what Kevin Murray, Senator Kevin Murray, comes up with next. He has something to pull out of that rabbit hat of his. I know that, and I was so proud to serve with him in the legislature and to see when I came back here to the county after being in Washington. Forget that place. Now we're home. We really are home, and we're seeing our friends. And we've learned so much. And I've learned so much from you, Kevin. You know, Kevin actually helped us out setting up another village that has somebody's name on it. 232 units, but they provide wraparound services and now a culinary cohort with Homeboys Industries. How about that? He doesn't stop. He's an energizing bunny. But I want to say here the county also is nonstop. And many of you know that. We work tirelessly. We've also committed $30 million, no place like home funding. You heard a lot of that already. And vouchers as well. 1.38 million annually that will be used here. And along with that, the wraparound services that our departments will provide. That's what really makes these places go. And that's what's going to keep people safe, keep them able to stand on their feet, to get ahead, to get a job, and to reunite with their families or make this their permanent home. But all of that to say that thank God, because this is what it's all about. And I'm happy and delighted to be here. We have scrolls for you, but we'll do them later, okay? Thank you, Kevin, and thank you, all of you, and the mayor, and everyone here. Thank you.
Speaking of the governor, we do want to acknowledge the participation. And by the way, this particular project, normally you have tax credits and you have this very complicated thing. This project actually was awarded well over $100 million. What's the number, Ben? It's around $100 million in accelerator funds from the State Department of Housing and Community Development. So let's give them a round of applause. Is Gustavo Velasquez, could you make it down? No, but Gustavo Velasquez, by the way, I'm going to give him a shout out even in absentia. He has been ridiculously helpful in helping us get this project done. And so I think we are coming to a close. And how many of you have seen even clips of the play Hamilton? A lot of you. So our next speaker reminds me of that play because you kind of wonder, how does she do it? And the answer is, the woman is nonstop. Mayor Karen Bass.
Well, good morning, everyone. It's such a delight to be here. Forgive my casual dress, but we have a few things going on in the city, which is why it is extra nice to be here and celebrate another accomplishment of Kevin Murray and everybody that he mentioned. And Kevin and I had the opportunity to serve together in Sacramento, and Hilda and I were in Washington, D.C. when she was Madam Secretary. And for all of us to be back home and to be focused on the number one issue in our city, which is getting 46,000 people off the street. It's going to take a lot. It takes a long time. But seriously, Kevin, to me, is the only developer who can function at this scale. And to know that this is not the only one, to know that he has a development in West LA near UCLA that neighbors were very opposed to in the beginning, and then when I went for the ribbon cutting, the neighbors that were opposed were there. When they saw that there was no threat to them, and in fact, you drive by that building and you have no idea that there's people in that building that are formerly unhoused. To me, my North Star is always going to be on ending homelessness, not just managing it and not accepting it to a certain level, but we should never have people in the nation's second largest city living on the streets. But one of the things that we have to solve in these next time period is really the supportive services piece, because we all know that that is what is needed. But the question is, what does a robust system of supporting services look like so that people are not housed and then fall into homelessness again? That's one of the weaknesses in the system, and I don't think any of us got involved in this work because we thought it was easy to solve. All of us got involved in this work because we knew the system was broken. We knew the system needed to be transformed, but you can't do that overnight. So the idea of getting buildings like this finished is very, very important, but we also have to have interim housing. And I can't speak enough about you, Miss Tanya, and your work, and you know, unfortunately, Unfortunately, I wear Tanya out because every time somebody comes to town, I don't care where they're from, I take them by the Mayfair for people to see how we can co-locate services in a hotel. And then I take them by the, I'll say it, the Hilda Solis Village. And I have taken everything. I tried to, before President Biden left, I tried to can't you just go down this street and can't you just go here for a minute? Because I wanted his administration to see that we actually know how to solve this. It is not going to take overnight. It's going to take some time. It is going to take resources, but I think a lot of times people don't think about how much we spend by leaving people on the street. I will tell you the number one reasons why fires happen in this area is because of the unhoused population. And we can't jail them. We need to take care of them and get them to reach the point of self-sufficiency. Not permanent housing that they are always receiving government money for, but independent where they are functional. And we know that there's a percentage of the population that we are going to have to take care of forever. But I bet that that is a small number. And thank you, Bill, for allowing this project to be developed to the scale, because this is the type of scale that we need. And then you have 2 more buildings that are getting ready to go up. In a minute, you will have transformed Skid Row. And that's what we need to have happen. And Lourdes, it is just, we stole Lourdes from Sacramento. And my agreement was you come into my administration and you choose what it is you want to do. So I'm very, very happy that you chose working for HACLA. And the Weingart Foundation, I can't speak enough about. And then, of course, our county partners, because we cannot do it if we don't work together. It is going to take a whole of government response, but also a public-private sector response, because we also can't do it without the private sector. So, again, I'm so excited that I get to be here today, because the rest of my day might not look like this. But at least this part is a joyous occasion. So thank you, everyone.
Another round for the mayor of the city of Los Angeles, who truly is nonstop. So we're coming to a close. I want a little round of applause for our partner down the street, Amy Turk, who runs the Downtown Women's Center. And our final acknowledgement, and I'm sure I have forgotten somebody. And by the way, I need to personally thank Daniela Urbina, who works with and Supervisor Solis, and a lot of these people I'm thanking because they put up with me. So, in addition to their other work, and we also have to acknowledge that roughly $30 million ish came through the Department of Mental Health through the No Place Like Home program. So we acknowledge the County Department of Mental Health. Any representative from DMH here? No? Oh, there you are. I'm sorry. I saw you earlier. I totally spaced out. And we very much acknowledge them and Maria Funk and the entire team at DMH, because a lot of what we do involves dealing with people who have some mental health issues, and them assisting us and assisting our teams and actually having their clinicians on site. This building will have clinicians funded by DMH in addition to the case managers for those clients. So we very much appreciate that. That brings our program to a close. The thing that we're going to do next is we're going to go downstairs, have a ribbon cutting, and then there will be tours. I'm very much interested in, as many of you as possible, seeing the building.